Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you all for joining in from all around the world. And thank you, Eliza, for the lovely introduction. I want to thank Tricycle for giving this wonderful platform to connect with all of you all. And even though I can't see you, I hope you can feel, I feel your connection, and I hope you can feel my love. And today's topic is self-compassion during these challenging times. In today's session, I will be doing a short Dharma talk, and then we'll have followed by a body scan meditation, and then I'll do a short meditation on self-compassion. So before we start, let's all settle in. I know you'll have just joined in. Let's all settle in, and we will have a moment of silence. Let's take 3 deep breaths and letting go of all our tension. And so we'll start with the first breath. Just breathe in deeply and breathe out deeply, letting go of all your tension. So 1. And your second breath. And the third breath, letting go of, breathe in deeply and then breathe out, letting go of all your tension. So the third breath again. Wonderful. Now, slowly open your eyes if you've closed them, and you can breathe at your normal pace and rhythm. And as we all know, the world has changed forever. And some of us may feel the anxiety, the fear, the uncertainty, the hopelessness. And most of us are perhaps wondering, what is going to happen? What is going to happen to the future? And the good news is we have everything within us to cope with whatever is going to happen, whatever they might be. We have everything within us to cope with. You have the courage, the strength, and the determination to do so. And all you have to do is put your firm intention that you can, and everything is within us. First of all, so how do we cope with this current situation? So first of all, know that whatever you may be going through, whatever challenges you may be going through, whatever you're feeling right now, it's okay. Feel it. It's okay. Also, importantly, know that nothing is permanent. Everything is going to change. This is a Buddhist perspective. Change is the only permanent thing. And then also acknowledge that everyone is feeling the same fear, anxiety, pain, grief, uncertainty, and hopelessness. It's a shared human experience as to what is happening around the world. We are feeling the collective grief, and that's okay. And so again, how do we cope with this current situation? How can we become more joyful and happy and more peaceful? I want to share some Buddhist perspective, how to cultivate happiness and peace in your heart during these challenging times. So one of the most key factors is we can deal with difficult situations by transforming our own minds, our attitudes, and our behavior. So this is the transformation that we will do within us. Whatever the challenges may be, always remember that you are free in every moment to set the direction of your thoughts and your reaction. This is a human will. You don't have to get stuck in that, in the emotions of fear and grief and anxiety. Now, when we have all these emotions, we can choose to respond with fear, anger, hatred, ignorance. But this can only bring more suffering to us. Or we can choose to respond with open-heartedness, generosity, loving kindness, and compassion. And what is generosity? Generosity can be just a smile, just wishing someone well. So there are two ways to look at it. When you have, if you can either become very angry and have hatred and selfishness, or you can choose to have generosity, loving kindness towards others, or have compassion. So this loving kindness and compassion is our own innate nature. But since we can't see it, all these ignorance and all these fear and anger is what we are habituated. But our real true nature is this loving kindness and compassion. So we're just tapping into what we already have. So what do we do when we normally are faced with pain and fear? We try to avoid it and we just don't want to think about it. Or we distance ourselves and we try to move towards things that are pleasant, pleasurable, or people that bring us comfort. But here, in this practice, we will practice to be courageous, acknowledge our fears, and then letting it go intentionally. So the more you push it away, the more you're faced with it. But here we're going to face it, and then with all our courage and strength, and then letting it go intentionally. And so for this practice, please sit upright and be comfortable. And I'll guide you through how you can do the short, small step of letting it go. Now, just look inward and look within you. What are you feeling right now? Are you experiencing fear? Are you experiencing anxiety? Is it regrets? It's grief? Is it hopelessness? Is it uncertainty? What are you experiencing right now? If any of these things are too hard for you to cope right now, it's bringing some trauma, you're traumatized, then it's okay, let it be. You don't have to visit it right now. Bring in some other smaller issues that you feel fear and anxiety and hopelessness. And whatever you're feeling is okay. You're fine. It's okay to feel this. And so feel it. Now, when these feelings come up, which is anxiety, pain, grief, uncertainty, be the observer. Like all these thoughts are coming, and instead of judging it and making it into a storyline, just observe it without any judgment. Don't make it into a storyline. And when you do this, when you have issues of anger or fear and you're becoming an observer, this can be very uncomfortable for the moment, because what do we normally do? We want to turn it off. We want to probably go and watch the television, just get it out of our minds or something like this. So what do we do right now? It's okay to be uncomfortable. And just acknowledge it. This is uncomfortable feeling, and have an open heart and be kind to yourself. Acknowledge it and then just breathe it out. Let it go. Take in a deep breath and let it go. Now, where do you feel these negative emotions in your body? Where do you feel the tension? Is it in your head? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Acknowledge it again. Be the observer. Just do a body scan quickly. Where do you feel this fear or your anxiety or your pain or grief or uncertainty or hopelessness? Where do you feel it? Is it in your head? Is it in your neck? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Say it's okay to feel it. Be an observer. And then take in a deep breath and just let it go. I think you're doing a wonderful job. Thank you. So now I will do a guided body scan meditation, and then we'll go into do a small self-compassion guided meditation. So to start the body scan meditation, before we begin, get yourself comfortable. You can either sit in a chair or on a cushion, or you can lie down if you want. So, but most importantly, make sure you're comfortable and the chair, the mat, or, should support you completely. There's no right way or wrong way to feel while you do this. Whatever you're feeling now is fine. Simply accept it, giving yourself permission to feel whatever you're feeling now is okay. So this meditation, the body scan meditation, is learning to fully relax your body and your mind. That is the focus of this meditation. So again, we will start by taking first 3 deep breaths. So then I'll give you a guided body scan meditation. So the instructions are very simple. With each breath, just inhale deeply. And as you exhale, just exhale slowly, letting go of all your tension. So the first breath, it's like letting go of all your tension. And the second breath, and now the third breath. Now you've completed your 3 breaths. You please breathe normally. Very important. Breathe normally at your own pace and rhythm. We all have different paces. We all have different rhythms. So you'll breathe normally, okay? And now sit upright, be comfortable. I'll guide you through the body scan meditation. And you can lower your eyes, or you can keep your eyes opened, or you can close your eyes as well. So remember to breathe normally. Now, gently bring your awareness to the top of your head. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, relax the top of your head and just let go and rest in that present moment of awareness. And we'll do this for a few moments. Now gently bring your awareness to your forehead. Inhale and exhale. And relax your whole forehead area. And just let go. And just rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your eyes, cheeks, lips, and jaws. Inhale and exhale. Breathe normally. Relax your eyes as you exhale, your cheeks, your lips, and your jaws. And just rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your neck, to the front of your neck, to the back of your neck. Inhale and exhale. And as you breathe out, relax your whole neck area and let go of all the tension you feel there. And just rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Drop your shoulders slightly. We are all so tensed sometimes. Relax your shoulders and see all the tension melt away as you breathe out. Let go of all the tension around that area and just rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your arms, all the way from your shoulders to your fingertips. Inhale and exhale. And as you breathe out, relax your entire arms and just let go of all the tension you feel there and rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your chest, the whole chest area. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, relax your whole chest area. Let go of all the tension you feel there. And just rest in that present moment of awareness. Now, gently bring your awareness to your whole abdomen area. Breathe normally, breathe gently. Inhale and exhale. And as you breathe out, relax the whole abdomen area and just let go of all the tension you hold there. And rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your attention all the way back down where your body is in contact with the cushion. Feel your body grounded. Just sit upright if you are sitting. And if you're lying down, that's all right as well. Breathe normally. Inhale and exhale. And as you exhale, relax the whole area and just let go and rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your whole leg, your thighs, your knees, calf, feet and toes. Inhale and exhale. Breathe normally, breathe gently. And as you exhale, relax your whole leg area, your thighs, your knees, calves and feet. Let go of all the tension you feel there and rest in that present moment of awareness. Now gently bring your awareness to your whole body. You are perfect as you are. You are uniquely beautiful. Breathe in normally, inhale and exhale, and relax your whole body and just let go of all the tension you feel and rest in that present moment of awareness. Know that you have all the strength and courage within you, no matter what the challenges you may face. You can overcome it. Now, sit upright. You may open your eyes if you wish. And let's breathe out 3 more times, getting out all our tension out again. So again, breathe in. And 2. And 3. Wonderful. You all did very, very well. Thank you so much. And now I will do a guided meditation on self-love and compassion. The practice of self-love and compassion is a variation from the ancient practice of Tibetan Buddhism, of sending and taking. It refers to being willing to take in the pain and suffering of oneself and others, and to send out loving kindness and compassion to oneself and others. This is a jewel of a practice. So in today's meditation, I want to emphasize more on the self-compassion of loving kindness to oneself. Self-compassion is so important to our well-being. It helps us shift from that self-criticism and judgment to one of self-care, warmth, and love. Rather than judge ourselves harshly, we can acknowledge our feelings in the moment, whatever they may be. If your feelings of anxiety, fear, regret, disappointment, etc., recognize these are the moments or a part of the shared human experience. Every humans experiences this. So self-compassion is a very important aspect of our well-being. And in the practice of self-compassion, we have a way to broaden and expand our connections to ourselves rather than disconnect in the face of pain and suffering. You know, when we feel pain and suffering, we just want to disconnect. We want to do something else. But then acknowledging self-compassion, it opens your heart and broadens your mind, and you're willing to accept love and compassion for yourself and loving kindness for yourself. We learn to cultivate openness, to experience all the self-compassion, and we can begin to discover so many ways to respond to all the challenging situation when we have an open mind, when your heart is open. You know what, when we are really very anxious, fear and everything, our mind closes up. But when we can acknowledge there are so many ways to respond to it, our minds can open up and there's space. So now we will do the loving kindness and compassion guided meditation. More than anything today, in today's world, it's so important in the current situation to have that plenty of loving kindness and compassion to yourself. So let's start with ourselves. In this meditation, to know that your defenses, which is habits, are going to arise against loving in when you feel love to yourself, when you feel self-compassion. Open up to receiving it. You know, we are so good at loving others. Our innate nature is one of loving kindness and compassion. So we're just getting in touch with that innate nature, which can heal and liberate us. So how do we do the loving kindness, compassion meditation on oneself? It's very simple. To start, just imagine in your heart center a brilliant light of unconditional love, of loving kindness and compassion. And then just imagine your ordinary self just sitting in front of you. Just visualize that. So here we need some visualization. And so all you have to do is, it's very simple. Bring to your heart center a beautiful white light of loving kindness and compassion. And right in front of you, you are sitting there. Just visualize that you're sitting there. And just watch to see any aspect of suffering or anything that arises. And whatever arises, you're just going to be the observer and you're going to be open. And as it rises, no judgment, but just be the observer. And then breathe in. And as you breathe out, this brilliant light of loving kindness and compassion goes out from your heart center and all the way to you, who's sitting in front of you, facing you, and transforms your suffering to loving kindness and compassion. So this is what this meditation is. It transforms your pain into loving kindness and compassion for yourself. And you imagine yourself fully healed. And then just rest in that present moment of awareness, okay? I'll give you a guided meditation. So this is very easy to follow. So when we start this meditation, there are 2 essential points: keeping your body straight, your posture. And the second important essential point is keeping your mind calm and relaxed. And I'll go through this guided meditation. It's very simple to follow. And know that it's the mind is the one that does the meditation. So keep your mind relaxed and be in the present moment. And so another thing what we're doing is, in today's meditation, we're also focusing our mind's attention on our breath, because the mind is a monkey mind. It jumps from one thought to another. So let's sit upright. Just put our mind's attention on the breath, inhaling and exhaling normally. Breathe normally at your own rhythm and pace. And then visualize yourself in front of you. And then from your heart center, brilliant light goes out to the person in front of you, filling you with loving kindness and compassion. And just visualize that you're fully healed and you are filled with joy and happiness. So please sit upright. Inhale and exhale. Breathe normally. And as you breathe in, bring to your mind's attention the feeling of unconditional love and compassion into your mind stream. And as you breathe out, imagine you're sending pure loving kindness and compassion in the form of a brilliant light from your heart center to yourself sitting in front of you and facing you. And all your suffering, anxiousness, your anger, your fear is instantly transformed. And you're filled with happiness and joy. And just rest in your mind in that present moment of awareness. Let's all do that for a few moments. Somewhere around this moment or earlier, your mind may have wandered off into some storyline. And the minute you notice your mind has wandered off, acknowledge it and bring your mind's attention back to your breath. Inhale and exhale at your own rhythm and pace. And then again, bring to your mind, as you breathe in, bring to your mind's attention the feeling of unconditional love and compassion into your mind stream. And as you breathe out, just imagine yourself sitting in front of you, and from your heart center, a brilliant light of loving kindness and compassion fills you from your heart who's facing you, and all your suffering is instantly transformed, and you're filled with happiness and joy. And rest your mind in that present moment of awareness. This practice is a powerful internal shift. Instead of self-fixation, you are going into a larger awareness. It shifts your victim mentality into one of love and compassion. This is a genuine practice of the Buddhist tradition. It's an ancient practice called Tonglen. It's a very long practice. but I'm taking a variation from the practice of self-compassion and self-love for oneself. But the practice also extends, once you have done it to yourself, the practice extends to others as well. But today, in this practice, we will concentrate on oneself, because right now, what the world needs is more self-compassion, loving kindness to oneself. Once you have this loving kindness and compassion to yourself, you're filled with it, then you have abundance to give others. But first yourself. You will heal yourself. And this is a practice you can do anywhere and everywhere. As soon as you watch your mind, and as soon as these thoughts, negative thoughts of fear, anxiety, hopelessness, uncertainty, as soon as they arise, become the observer and just have an open heart, and don't judge yourself, no storylines, just become the observer. And again, immediately, wherever you are, you can just visualize yourself in front of you and bring to your mind stream loving kindness and compassion, and from your heart a brilliant white light goes out to you, who's facing you. It's a visualization and fills you with loving kindness and compassion. And then rest your mind in that present moment. You may not get it the first time, the practice, because you're shifting your thought into another dimension of loving kindness and compassion, because you may be habituated to, being hard on yourself and you have anger acting out. But now you're not reacting to your anger, your grief, or your pain, but you're becoming an observer, just like when you are probably watching an episode on television, but you're watching your own mind, um, all these emotions, negative emotions when they come, and you're transforming that from these negative emotions to one of self-love, loving kindness, and self-compassion. So we have 5 more minutes before Q&A. So let's again sit upright and continue this practice. And each time you do it, you become better and better at it. And then you can do this practice anywhere. So again, sit upright. Inhale and exhale. Breathe normally. Bring your mind's attention to your breath. And as you breathe in, feel unconditional love and compassion. Bring it into your mind stream. And as you breathe out, imagine you are sending out pure loving kindness and compassion in a form of brilliant white light to yourself sitting in front of you and facing you. And all your suffering instantly is transformed, and you're filled with joy and happiness. And just rest in that present moment of awareness. So this practice of transforming suffering, our anxiety, our challenges, our difficult situations into love and compassion for ourselves, and working through the pain and allowing it to be transformed and liberated into well-being and wellness and healing us, we then have the capacity to feel for others. So this is the ultimate practice. But first, again, we heal ourselves. And this is a beautiful practice. It's one of the bravest practice to have that courage to find that self loving kindness to yourself, transforming that negative emotion instantly to loving kindness and compassion. And we all can do it. The practice is very, very beneficial, and it has helped heal so many beings, and who have fear of pain and suffering and dying and loss, and has given them real strength and courage. Imagine that you have everything within you. This is a meditation, greatest meditation jewel. And it offers a way for us to cultivate our own compassionate nature. This is our true nature. But since we don't know this, we've become habituated to reacting with anger and grief and pain. We don't know that this is something so innate. This is who we are. This is our true self as human beings, as all sentient beings. So having this large-heartedness and empathy to others, this is what it cultivates, this practice. So I see there's only 1 minute now to 1:45 here, and I think some of you all may have questions. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Lama Aria, for that beautiful practice, for sharing
Thank you,
with us.
Eliza.
So we're now going to transition to Q&A for about 10-12 minutes. And just a reminder, if you're joining us on Zoom, use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. And if you are on Facebook Live, just enter your question as a comment. So we'll get started with the first question. Kate asked how to distinguish between self-compassion and self-pity.
And Eliza, the self?
Self-compassion and self-pity.
Oh, well, self-compassion comes from strength. It's your innate, it's loving kindness and strength of having courage that you have everything within you. You have courage, you have strength, you have determination to pass over any challenges or difficulties you have. And self-pity is something like, I can't do it. That is what self-pity is, which has no strength, which is fear-based, which is victim-based. But self-loving kindness and compassion, it's having that courage, because we all have it. We can pass any challenges, and that's the answer to that.
Thank you. So next, there's an anonymous attendee who asks, how can we deal with the jealousy and bitterness on seeing others leading a relatively normal life when going through extremely deep mental anguish or extreme suffering and pain?
Yes. In the this is a Buddhist perspective, and I will share this with you. When you see others, as you just mentioned, we all have that moment where we can transform our thoughts, and we don't realize it because we get carried away with our emotion. So this is a practice. Just wish them well. What happens when you wish somebody well? That energy is within you. So the universe will respond to that energy. If you have jealousy, then you'll see more of that jealousy. But wishing someone well, your energy will shift from jealousy to a well-wisher. Second of all, when you feel that, and you really feel that pain sometimes, again, just give yourself self-compassion and loving kindness and say, it's okay to feel that for this moment. And I wish that person well. So you're transforming that negative thought, emotion, it could be jealousy or anger towards them. You transform that thought, bring to your mind stream, loving kindness and compassion, someone who has cared for you so much, just bring that into your mind stream and transform that negative emotion. Like what I said, just through with the self-compassion meditation, as you visualize yourself in front of you, from your heart center, brilliant light of loving kindness and compassion going to you. So this is the practice. Anytime when you feel these emotions, start becoming an observer. Don't judge it. No storylines to make it into a big story.
Thank you. So there are two related questions about the visualization. So the
Yes.
first one is from Judy. She says, I am challenged with the visualization. How might I garner the ability to do so? Thank you.
Yes, and thank you for the question, Judy. In the beginning, everything is a little challenging because it's something new we are trying, Even when you start to do, say, yoga or exercise, you can't even lift a pound up. But with practice, you'll get better and better. And all of us are good at visualizing. We can visualize so many wonderful things. All you have to do is just visualize yourself in front of you. And this doesn't have to be like a body, like a strong bone and everything. You can visualize yourself like a rainbow body, meaning you're perfect the way you are. You look the same, but you're kind of hollow, you're not like made of stone or something like that. And then just practice giving from your heart center, white light going into you, filling yourself with loving kindness and compassion. And then also visualize you're fully healed and you're joyous. So this is a practice, step by step. One time you'll do it, second time you do it, third time do it. You'll get better and better. And then from your heart, you can visualize this love for the whole universe. So I hope that answered your question.
That's wonderful. There are two questions. I'm going to combine these two because I think they're pretty similar. So Denora asks, how do you visualize yourself? Do you visualize yourself with the Buddha smile or perhaps some other way? And then the very similar question, Kara, she says when she visualizes herself, she sees a younger version of herself. Mm-hmm. She has a hard time visualizing her current self. Mm-hmm. What is that about?
So you can in your mind, you can visualize yourself in any which way. You can be young, you can be old, you can be beautiful, you can be angelic, you can be an angel, you can look like an angel, you can look like your any character you want, but it should be looking at yourself, knowing that it's yourself. You just visualize that as yourself. This is just a practice. And then you can let go of the frontal visualization and then just bring from your heart to your own self. So this is how you can progress into it. So any form of yourself, you can visualize that. And importantly, in this Buddhist perspective, we always visualize self not of a solid matter, but more like a hollow, like how when you see the rainbow, that's the way, we visualize ourselves, but all our features are very clear. So you can visualize yourself any which way you like, young or old. But after some time, once you get the practice, you know how to do the practice, you can then send that loving kindness and happiness in the form of brilliant light on yourself. I hope Wonderful. That answered your question.
Stephen has a question. He says, if I can learn to observe the anxiety when it arises and not engage with it or create a story out of it, then will the anxiety eventually stop arising altogether? Or will I always be stuck with it, coming back again and again?
Yes. So thank you for that question. So we are, human beings. And these mental afflictions are kind of an innate nature with us, anger, jealousy, hatred, greed. This is one of our identities. Also, we have this wonderful qualities of loving kindness, compassion, generosity. Even that is us. So what this is again another Buddhist perspective, how to handle when these anger, when these emotions, negative emotions arise. See, when you are becoming an observer, what my teacher would often say, watch your mind. He would constantly tell us to watch our mind, watch our thoughts. So we've never been told. And sometimes now that I do the practice and I watch my mind and I'm like, oh my God, where is my mind? Where is it gone? And sometimes I have wonderful thoughts and sometimes maybe not so wonderful thoughts. So when you don't have what one tends to do habitually is when you have anger, it goes into such a large emotion that you only. Oh, that's sorry, I have to leave now. We have a emergency light going on. So I'll say bye to you.
Okay, thank you
Sorry
so
about
much, Lama
that.
Aria Drolma.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, okay. They've shut that off. I can continue. Sorry.
Oh, wonderful.
We've had the emergency situation, the fire alarm going on. So all these wonderful magical thing is happening, but now it's closed. So
Well, I'm
sorry
glad.
for that.
Great, we can continue then. We have a few more minutes.
Yes.
Let's see. Speaking of distractions, there are questions about distractions, so I think that's pretty relevant. Chelam says, during meditation, I realize I am easily distracted. Often I'm in the middle of a complete storyline, distracted for a long time. It's hard to hold my attention for more than a few seconds. So how can I focus better during meditation?
Yes. So I'm so sorry. I want to apologize to everyone who's here with us. We had a fire alarm go, and so I was hoping that it won't continue and disturb you. Also, I was trying to switch off the recording. I didn't want you all to be disturbed, but this is a great moment when this alarm is going off. You instead of reacting, as I said, practice just observing your mind, practice it. And this is natural because we are so habituated. And that's what the mind does. The mind starts going off in a storyline. It loves to do stories. And it's also a monkey mind. It goes from one place to another. And that's what the mind does. And, to say that's okay. The more you practice, when I first started, this was in 2008, I couldn't even sit still for one moment, but that one moment became into 2 moments. So the best thing is sit for a minute and then and then extend it to 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And this is what your mind is going to do. It's going to wander. And then again and again, you're bringing it back. And whether your attention is on your breath, whatever your attention is on. So this is a practice, just like when we start to do yoga, or it's a practice when we're doing exercise. Initially it's always hard for us to pull any weights, but after some time we become very good at it. And this is the practice.
Thank you. We have time for about 2 more questions.
Yes.
So James says, I feel challenged when I feel anxiety to be the healing, brilliant white light. It's challenging to separate myself from myself. How might I overcome that?
Well, sometimes this is a visualization. And all you have to do is, if you don't feel okay to visualize yourself in front of you, what you could do is just sit in this meditation posture, and from your heart, this brilliant light goes to yourself. So you can do that as well, and fills you with loving kindness and compassion. And that is actually the ultimate goal, to fill yourself, to transform. As the anger may arise, you watch your mind, and then when you catch yourself with these negative emotions, anytime, from your heart, brilliant white light. Visualize it going all the way. And in the mind stream, the feeling is of loving kindness and compassion to yourself. And how do you get the feeling? Where is this feeling? You know, you may have noticed someone in your family, or, you know, it may be a child, or it may be your mother, your father, your grandparents, your uncle, your friend, that you feel this absolute loving kindness and compassion. You want them always safe. So this is what you're bringing into your mind stream and filling that of loving kindness and compassion to yourself.
Beautiful. So we'll close with one last question, and this one is from Jerome, and he is saying to you, Lama Aria, could you please tell us about your life and training?
Oh, thank you for that question. It's really pretty. It's quite a long story, but you won't imagine I was in the fashion world before, and I was in New York. I was in the fashion industry, but there was always there was a question: who am I really, and what am I here for? And at one moment in time, I realized that the only purpose of our life is to benefit others. Our lives are so meaningless otherwise, you know, in just like a puff, our life is gone and we are forgotten from this universe. It's only someone like Einstein, Mother Teresa, Edison, you know, only a very few are remembered. And I really, that there was that spiritual seeking, you know, who am I, what am I? And I would really pray, please let me have a spiritual journey, finding with a good teacher. And it all happened when I seeked that, you know, when I prayed for it, and I changed my whole life. And I went and did my 3.5-year retreat here in the monastery. It's a Tibetan tradition. It's from the Tibetan tradition, and I studied the Kagyu and Shangpa lineage, and I feel so spiritually fulfilled. It was the seeking. It was like asking, who am I and what am I really here for?
Wonderful, thank you. And I'm sorry that we couldn't get to everybody's questions today, but I'm going to put the link to Lama Aria Drolma's Dharma talk in the chat again, and you can leave some comments there as questions or as feedback. And I'll just give a few notes, and then Lama Aria, you can give any parting words that you'd like to share. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us today and taking the time, Lama Aria Drolma. And thank you to everyone who joined for taking the time from your day to practice. Our next online practice will be in 2 weeks, next Tuesday, September 22nd, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with the Zen teacher, Dr. Larry Ward, who's a student of Thich Nhat Hanh. So you can keep checking tricycle.org/live for upcoming session dates and to view the recordings, including of this talk. So thank you, everyone, and over to you, Lama Aria.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I wish you all happiness. I wish you all love. I wish you all joy. Be safe and be healthy. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Tricycle, for this wonderful platform. I feel so happy to be connected to all of you all. Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day. Bye.